Apple has done it again. The stage, the lights, the music, the grand reveal of the next big thing. Introducing iPhone 17 Pro. But something felt off. Just hours after launch, Apple's stock plummeted, down 3.2%. That may sound small, but when you're worth $3.4 trillion, even a scratch leaves a scar. $111 billion wiped out in one breath. This wasn't a dip. This was a signal. The empire is cracking. And the reason? Greed. There was a time when Apple meant innovation, where genius engineers and dreamer designers shaped the future, where every product was a revolution, not repetition. But that time is gone. Today, Apple is no longer run by visionaries. It's run by suits, by shareholders, by executives with one obsession: profit. That's why for the last 7 years, we've been served the same iPhone, again and again and again. Different number, a slight camera shift, a new color, same old deception. Meanwhile, the world has moved on. Samsung, Xiaomi, Vivo, they're designing the future. Concept phones, foldables, AI-first architecture, risking, building, evolving. But Apple, it's afraid. Afraid to break its comfort zone, afraid to risk the empire for the next revolution. And that's how giants fall. Once Nokia ruled. HTC was a titan. BlackBerry was unstoppable. Now, they live only in tech graveyards. And Apple is on that same path. Between 2020 and 2023, Apple held the crown as the world's most valuable company. Today, 2025, it stands at number 3, behind Nvidia and Microsoft. Why? No innovation. Overpriced gadgets, endless lawsuits, and corporate arrogance. Even in its own homeland, the United States, Apple's market share has dropped 56%. If it's dying at home, can it survive in the world? Across South America, the Middle East, Asia, the same trend. Users are switching to Samsung, to Google, to Xiaomi, because they offer more for less. And Apple is still stuck in its ego. Let's talk about AI, the buzzword they keep shouting. It's been 2 years of empty promises, of hyping Apple intelligence, but where is it? Siri can barely understand a task. Most answers are wrong or outdated. And Apple wants you to wait until 2026 for features you've already paid for. Innovation? Let's talk about that. They call it innovation when they move the camera by 2 centimeters, or make the phone thinner, or add a color called molten titanium blush. This isn't a phone anymore. It's a fashion model. Features being sold today, Samsung released 10 years ago. Dual view video, already done. Foldables, already in 3rd generation. AI voice integration, Google's Gemini is light years ahead. And free. Apple used to say, think different. Now it feels like their new slogan is, don't think, just buy. Even investors are backing off. They're done being lied to. They're done with slow death wrapped in glossy ads. Apple's newest innovation, a $3,000 VR headset. No one asked for, no one wants. All while the iPhone, their flagship, stays stuck in 2019. People aren't upgrading anymore. Why would they? What are they paying $800 to $1,800 for? A brighter screen? A thinner edge? A new shade of gray? The smarter ones are upgrading old phones for less, and the rest are just buying iPhones as a status symbol, to show off, to be seen, to pretend, even if it means going into debt or selling something they own. And those who stay, they're stuck because of the Apple ecosystem. One man uses his Mac, watch, AirPods seamlessly, and for that comfort, he'll never leave. But convenience is not innovation. A phone company's job is not just to sell phones, it's to give people a reason to upgrade, a reason to believe. That reason is dying. You may not know this, but back in 1990, Apple was nearly bankrupt, just 90 days away from liquidation. It was making dull machines that looked like hospital equipment. Then came Steve Jobs. He returned with ideas that redefined the world. The iPhone, the first buttonless smartphone. The iPad, a giant touchscreen when no one asked for it. And the AirPods, mocked at first, now adopted worldwide. Until 2011, Apple created. Others copied. But then Steve Jobs died. Enter Tim Cook, the supply chain guy. Not a creator, not a dreamer, just a businessman. Under him, Apple focused on expansion, not invention. And the product stagnated. They began charging developers 30% cuts on apps. They sold Apple Intelligence in 2024 that won't actually work until 2026. And people, they already paid. Meanwhile, companies like Microsoft, OpenAI, NVIDIA, they embraced AI. They didn't even build phones, but became the most valuable companies in the world. Apple, still busy making phones thinner and wallpapers shinier. Even Google's laughing now. If nothing changed inside your phone, maybe it's time to change your phone. And they're right. Today we have phones that fold 3 times, phones that learn, adapt, evolve. But Apple is still busy changing themes and calling it innovation. Why? Because it's scared. Scared of taking losses, scared of failing, scared of trying. But AI doesn't wait. You can't just buy it, you have to grow it. Google's Gemini learns every second from your searches, from your chats. It gets better, smarter. Apple's AI only works on a few flagship devices and not until 2 years later. They're not building the future. They're cashing in on the past, living off legacy, milking the cow, squeezing the iPhone until it's dry. But there's one universal truth. If you don't evolve with time, time will leave you behind. And Apple is already getting left. Unless they find their next Steve Jobs, this company will fall. Just like Nokia, just like BlackBerry. And stock prices, they've already started whispering the truth. You can't keep selling nothing at the price of something. Thanks for listening. Let us know. Do you still believe in Apple, or is this the end? This was the iPhone illusion. Until next time, stay thinking, not just buying.